The 6th Meghalaya SARAS Aajeevika Fairs 2025 was inaugurated today at the State Central Library, Shillong. The 10-day event theme SARAS towards growth and equity showcased rural entrepreneurship, local crafts, traditional textile, cuisine, and performance, featuring self-help groups from across the state. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, who opened the fair alongside Community and Rural Development Minister Sotune Sotun, praised MSRLS officials and SSGs for driving grassroots economic change. He stressed that targets are vital for inclusive development, adding that Meghalaya has recorded an average 10% real GDP growth over the past 3 years. Driven significantly by rural livelihoods initiatives, Sama said the goal now is not just Lakpati Didis but millionaires, Didis, and Kongs. The Chief Minister also reflected on the SSG movement's evolution over 7 years, noting how it emerged from efforts to reduce maternal mortality to becoming a powerful engine of economic transformation.
The self-help group movement has a huge role to play. And therefore, I take this opportunity to thank and to congratulate all the officials of the MSRLS. I say this every time, but I'm saying it again today. That I've seen the way the officials have dedicated themselves to the real cause. These kind of differences and changes don't happen because you follow the routine. It does not. These happen because you believe that you are here to make a difference. And you passionately work towards it. And you care for it. And work tirelessly. It's only then that you get results like these. So therefore, I congratulate all of you for the work you're doing. And I must once again reiterate that we are there in every way to always motivate you, support you, and to work with you in order to take this entire goal and objective of ours to the logical conclusion. I thank many of our stakeholders. MRB is here and other banks are here. The banking correspondents are here. This would not have been possible without all of you. So I thank you, I thank all the stakeholders who have made this a possibility. Today, we have a target, and I always tell people, we have a target. Because without a target, we don't have a direction. I keep telling people that it's like playing football for hours and hours and hours and not scoring any goal because you're playing football without a goal post. So you can play football for hours and not score any goal because you don't have a goal post. Targets are important in life. Targets are important for SHGs. Targets are important for government, and targets are important for all departments. But while we set the targets in front, what is very important for us as policy makers, as officials, as self-help groups, is to ensure that in that target, the outcome should have an impact that is inclusive in nature. You need to have equity within the system. Now, when I say that GSDP has to grow at a certain level, a lot of people misunderstand me. They think that it's only about the economic number. Well, that is the goal that is in front of us. But the way we have structured each sector, each department, the contributions that each one will make, the opportunities that are there in front of us as a government But the commitments that we have, while we are achieving these goals, the commitments we have towards the citizens, be it the women, the youth, the farmers, that is what defines a real vision and a goal and a target-based approach that a government and organization has. Today, Meghalaya is the second fastest growing economy in the state, in the country. We have a real GDP growth of averaging 10% in the last 3 years consecutively. The only state which has maintained 10% on an average in the last 3 years. And last year, as I said, we were the second highest. I hope that we will be the highest. But this economic growth has not been driven only by government expenditure or private sector investments or the net import exports or whatever are the factors that are there. It has been driven by the growth at the grassroots level. The self-help groups have added to the economic growth and the story that we're talking about. And that's why our COO was mentioning earlier that we had put a 1 billion target. We would want to make sure that it goes up in the days to come. So therefore, I hope that that will happen, and I really hope that we not only have Lakpati Didis, Lakpati Abis, Lakpati Kongs, but we want to have millionaire Kongs, millionaire Abis, and millionaire Didis. Because that is the next step forward for us, and I hope that we'll be able to move.
Minister Sotu lauded MSRLS and said the SARAS fair reflects Meghalaya's pride in its cultural identity, women-led enterprises, and expanding SSG presence across villages.
Through this SARAS fair, we honor our heritage, the music, dance, crafts, and custom that define who we are as Meghalayans. I am proud to stand in front of you all as a Meghalayan, and we are all proud to be Meghalayan. As the people of the state, we could always showcase, or we could show to the world that the people of Meghalaya, the state of Meghalaya, people from different states coming to our beautiful state of Meghalaya will always get the warm hospitality out here. At this very juncture, I would also like to highlight the contribution of the Meghalaya State Rural Livelihood Society, the MSRLS, who is the nodal agency for implementing the National Rural Livelihood Mission. The main agenda, main aim of the National Rural Livelihood Mission is to empower the women's society, to empower the women's SHGs, the different members of all the SSGs and BOs. Empowering women side by side as to empower each member for your livelihood. Going back to 2018, I remember when, at that time, very few SSG registered in our state. And with the hard work of the Meghalaya State Rural Livelihood Society and with the strong initiative of our Honorable Chief Minister, we have seen the changes of different localities of each blocks that women come out to participate in different activities for their livelihood. This indicates the growth of a state. It indicates the growth of the women SSGs in each and every village or in each and every blocks.